Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Libraries Adventures Live. My name's Alma and I work for Kirklees Libraries, and I'm here today to share with you a fabulous creative Library Adventures Live session. If you follow the draw along, by lunchtime you'll have produced a brilliant illustrated collage self-portrait. Now you're going to need some materials to take part in this, so if you haven't got them ready, you're going to need, you ready? You're going to need 4 pieces of A4 card, 2 pieces of A4 paper, an old magazine to cut up, and if it's got faces in, that's even better, a glue stick and some scissors, some coloured crayons or pencils, a pencil, a sharpener and an eraser, and a black pen. We're really lucky to have with us today Tasneem Kauser. Now she says we can call her Taz. Taz is a super talented local illustrator and she delivers workshops for illustration and manga all across the country, but she's developed this workshop just for you. I think that's enough from me for now. So let's meet Taz and let's get creative.
Hi everyone.
Hi Taz.
I'm really happy to be here and I'm really excited to do today's workshop. So just following on from what Alma said, there's 2 segments to this workshop. The first segment is we're going to be practicing how to draw different ears, noses and mouths, as well as eyes. So that's what we're going to do first. And what we're going to do with those illustrations is we're going to use them inside our collage technique. So you'll have a variety of different styles to choose from. And then after we've done those drawings, we're going to move on to the collage. That's going to be the second segment of the workshop. So we want to use the full hour to get lots of creative work done. So I'm just going to get started. So I'm just going to share my screen. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to be drawing. So you need a pencil and some paper to do some drawing first. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Perfect. Right, so I hope you can all see my screen. And this is my piece of paper, or your piece of paper. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try and draw different types of eyes. Okay, so let's see. Right, okay, so I just want you to put eyes at the top. So that's what we're going to do first of all. So these are just the different types of eyes that you can draw, different types of cartoon eyes. Some are easier, some are harder, but I just want to give you a different variety, a few different styles that you can choose from. So the first one is very easy. I just want you to draw 2 circles and then 2 dots inside, and then we're just going to draw some eyebrows at the top. Again, everyone can do this. Right, so the next style is even simpler. It's basically 2 dots and then the eyebrows. I think this is a very cute style. Right, so the next one, let's get a bit more, slightly bit more complicated. So we're going to do 2 circles and we're going to fill those circles in. So these are kind of like big cute eyes. And then we're going to draw, this is not the eyebrow, this is the top lash line. These are like your lashes at the top, just over the eye. And then a bit higher up, that's where we're going to draw the eyebrows. So I'm just reminding you, this session is recorded. So if you do want to follow through this again afterwards, you're very welcome to do that as well. So the next eye, let's put a bit more detail in. We're going to draw the top of the eye, which is kind of like a semicircle. So again, for both sides. And then we're going to draw a sort of an oval shape under the eyelashes. And then we're going to draw the middle pupil in there. And then we're going to draw this kind of circle on one corner. This is just to kind of add a bit of a watery effect to the eye. And you can put as many different of these kind of shapes in the eye as you like. There's no right or wrong way to draw this. Right, and then we're going to draw the bottom lash line, which is just underneath the eye. And I'm going to give this eye a few different lashes. So you're very welcome to give your character lashes, or you can leave it without lashes. It's your choice. And then I'm going to draw this line just slightly above the top eye, and that is the eyelid. And then I'm just going to finish it off with some eyebrows. Very important to draw the eyebrows in. Okay, so the next we'll do a closed eye. So you know there's like an emoji that looks like this as well. So these eyes are closed. It's kind of like a happy eye. So we're going to leave it at that, and then we're just going to put 2 lines just to make the eyes look like they're kind of squeezing shut. And then to top it up, we're just going to draw some eyebrows. Okay, we'll do 2 more. The next one is a closed eye. Not a closed eye, but kind of like a narrow eye. We're going to do the same thing. We're kind of just starting off with the eyelashes. And then instead of having a wide eye, we're going to have a very narrow eye. So we're going to draw the bottom of the eye quite close to the top. And then we're going to fill in the inside. And then we're going to give this eye some eyelids. And then some eyebrows. I'm not going to put lashes on this eye, but it's up to you. You can put lashes on there. And we'll do one more. So this probably is a bit more of a girly eye. So we're going to do a nice big curve. I always start off with the top of the eye. Makes it easy to draw the rest of the eye. And I'm actually going to make this quite dense. So nice and thick. And then I'm going to draw a nice big circle in there. Just like that. Yep. And then I'm going to draw a really small dot in the middle. And then I want to be a bit more creative with this eye. So you know how we practiced here with some sort of like shapes inside the eye? You can be very creative and you can put as many different shapes as you like inside the eye. So this looks like a very watery, very kind of youthful eye. So there's like I'm just randomly putting shapes in there. You can put as many different shapes as you like. And then we're going to draw the bottom of the eye. And then optional, you can give this eye some lashes. And then you can also give this eye some bottom lashes. I'm also going to give some eyelids. And then to finish it off, we're going to draw some eyebrows in there. Okay, so I promise you there's absolutely 1,000,001 ways to draw eyes. There's absolute endless possibilities. We've just done a few, just a few different sort of types of eyes. So when we come down to drawing our portrait, you can refer back to this and pick the best eye that you think would suit your self-portrait. So that's that. So now let's move on to the nose. So let's just pop down nose. The nose is a very, very simple sort of feature in illustration. Not usually we don't really pay much attention to the nose because it doesn't express as much as an eye expresses or the mouth expresses. But we're going to just practice different types and styles of noses as well. So probably the most popular one that I come across is a flick, just like this, with a little nostril. So that's like a nose sort of facing sideways. So the next one would be a front facing nose, which is kind of just like a wide V. The next one is like 3 curves. So you're going to do a small curve, a big curve, and then a small curve again. And again, that's just a different type of nose. The next one is very simple. It's just 2 nostrils. Anyone can draw that. And then we're going to go with a nice pointy nose, because your character might have a nice pointy nose. I think that's adds a lot of character to your creation. Let's do a straight, strong nose. So it could be like an L shape. And then we're going to do like a small button nose. And then you can do that nose just by itself without the bridge. And again, another front facing nose. Can you see the very simple lines, but when you add them with the eye, with the mouth, they make sense. By themselves, you might think, oh, what's that line? But it makes sense when you put it onto the face. And then we'll just do one last one. So we'll start off with the nostrils again, but this time we'll put these extra lines around the ends just to make it look a bit more like a nose. So remember, we're not really going for realism here. We don't want to make it look like a real nose. These are sort of exaggerated styles. Great stuff. Right then, let's move on to the mouth. So I'm just going to put mouth there. Right, let's start off with a very simple smile. So we're just going to do a line like that with a little line at the bottom. Very easy. So if you don't feel confident in drawing anything else, you can always stick with that as your starting point. So the next mouth is going to be more of an open mouth. So what I want you to do, I want you to draw this kind of triangle shape, but I don't want you to join the triangle. I want there to be a little gap at the bottom. So this is the shape of the mouth when it's open. Again, it's a style, so it's not like a real mouth. So we're going to draw a set of teeth at the top. And then inside the mouth, we're going to draw the tongue. The tongue is like an M shape, so they look like 2 hills if you look at it as well. So we're going to draw that shape inside, and then we are going to just shade in the background, just like that, because the back of the mouth is quite dark. And that's your open mouth. So it's a type of an open mouth. So the next one is, let's do a cheesy smile. So I want you to draw like a sausage shape, just like that. And then inside the sausage shape, I want you to draw like a 3, an upside down 3, and then a number 3 on the other side, and just shade it in just like that. Very simple. And then if you like, you can put some teeth in there. I'm just going to break up the lines a little bit. And then I'm going to move on to the next mouth. So let's do a mouth. Let's do a female mouth. So let's see if you want to draw your character with lipstick or more fuller lips. Let's do that. So I want you to draw like a frown. So we'll start off with a frown. And then I want you to draw a little kind of curve at the top. And then we want to join this curve to the frown, just like that. And now that's our top lip. And then we draw the bottom lip like that. And then we make the ends go up, so it looks like the character smiling. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do an open lip. So it's like a topward facing D shape, just like this. And then we do the same thing on the top, a little curve. and then we're joining that to the D shape, and then we draw the bottom lip. And again, if you want to make the mouth smile, you just want to put the curves on the end. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see. So we want to draw a line straight across. And this is kind of like, again, an upside down triangle. And then we want to draw the top teeth. And let's just do a curved tongue this time. And let's shade in the background. And then you can put a little line at the bottom just to indicate the bottom lip. Great stuff. Right, so the ear. Ear is very easy. It's going to draw one type of ear. So the ear is just like two C shapes. So I will draw both sides. So let's start from here. So you want to draw that kind of shape. And then the same shape but smaller inside. And then just a line at the top. And that's your ear. And so let's practice on the other side. A C, and then a smaller C, and then a line like that. Okay, so it's really simple. So you can just make sort of long ears like this, or you can make small ears like this, or you can make big ears. Your character might have a really big ear. So it's really up to you what kind of style of ear you want, but the inside is pretty much the same. Perfect. So now that you've got some references to work from, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a minute to just collect your materials for your collage, and we'll get started on the collage. So I'll just give you a second just to collect all your materials. Right, I hope you have all your materials ready. So these are just a few examples that I've done, different types of collages. So with this one, we've used the techniques, the nose, the ears, the mouth that we drew. This one, we've cut out different eyes and different mouths from magazines and stuck them on. And this one, again, it's drawn eyes, but then we've cut the shoulders out from a magazine, and we've cut the hair out from a magazine as well. So because it's a collage illustrator technique, we want to use both collage and illustration to accomplish this. So what you can do, you can make this collage into a self-portrait. So you can look at yourself and see what kind of hairstyle you have, what kind of features you have, and you can make yourself, or you can make a completely made up character. It's completely up to you. So we're going to get started because we've got lots of fun. We've got a lot of different things to fit in within the time we've got. Okay, so I'm just going to put these together. So the first thing you want to do is you want to bring out your card. So remember in the description, I asked you to cut an A4 piece of paper in half. So this is A5. This is A5 piece of card. So we're going to use this piece of card to make our template, which will make sense as we go along. I'm going to use another piece of black card. This is going to be my background. You can, like on this one, I've used a green background, the card. You can have this white, you can have this any color. It's completely up to you. But with the template, it's best to have a light colored piece of cards because we want to draw on this first. Right, so if everyone wants to grab their pencil, so the first thing we want to do is draw a nice big circle for the face on your piece of card. So it's important that this is a piece of card because we're going to cut this and use this as a template. Okay, great stuff. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just draw a line right in the middle of that circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle right now. We can fix that a little bit later. And then halfway down, we're going to draw a line coming across. These are just guidelines to help us to place where all the ears, the mouth, and the nose is going to go. Right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is from the side, we're just going to make the shape of the face. So we're just going to bring it down. So maybe you can look at your own face shape and see, is it a round shape? Do you have a more of a long face? It's completely up to you. So we're just going to work around the circle just to kind of, I think I have a bit of a round face. So I'm just going to create more of a round face shape, just like that. So these inside these lines, these are just guidelines. We're going to rub these out later on, okay? Okay, so next we're going to draw, before we work onto the face, we want to draw the neck. So you can have a nice, like you can have a thin neck, you can have a really wide neck. It's completely up to you. It's a complete artistic choice. And then we're just going to make a curve like that. So that's going to be the collar of our clothes. And then I just want you to take the shoulders all the way to the end of the page. Again, you can make this neck as long as you like, as short as you like. It's completely up to you. Great stuff. So I'm just going to fix that line that needs to go right down the middle. So now I just want you to put a little dot there, just to remember where the eyes are going. So because this is just a template, we don't want to draw too much detail on this. But that's where the eyes are going to go. So I've just put 2 dots just to remind me. And I'm just going to put a little line just to remind me where the nose is going to go. And then I'm just going to put a simple smile just to know, just to kind of like remember where the mouth is going to go. So this is just a template. We're going to cut this out and use this for our final drawing. And the next thing is we're going to draw the ear. So you know this line we drew across, that's exactly the middle section of the ear. So let's see, we're going to do that C shape. Remember we did that C shape? We're just going to draw that. And then we're going to draw the other ear, just like that. Okay, so now we have the ears in place. So the next thing we're going to do is the hair. So again, you can be very creative with your hair. You can use your own hairstyle, or you can make a completely new hairstyle up. So I always start off with the fringe first. So I'm going to do a side fringe. I'm going to kind of swoop it to one side, and then just take some of the strands up like this. And then I'm going to take the other side and then take some strands up like this. And then I'm going to take it right up there and then finish it off there. I think I'll make this a little bit longer. So you can just keep sort of changing anything that you don't like. There we go. So now, so that we don't make any mistakes cutting it out, I just want you to quickly rub out all the you know, the lines we drew as guidelines. We don't really need them, so let's just rub them all out there, just so it's easy, so you don't end up cutting the wrong line. Great stuff. Right, let's see. We have now made our template, so we're going to use this template to make our final product. And the good thing about the template is that you can use this template over and over again, and you don't have to keep drawing the face freestyle. So you're going to get your scissors. Yep. And you're going to take your piece of card and we're going to cut some different features out. So the first thing I want you to do is let's cut the shoulders out, okay? Because then we're going to use this as a template on the magazine to cut some clothes out from the magazine. So let's very careful. So this is a very important step. You want to take your time and you want to make this a really nice cut. So I'm just cutting away. So I have just cut the shoulders out. Okay, so as you can see, I have the shoulders just there. So, boop, boop, yep, great stuff. So we have the shoulder template. So this is the template for our shoulder. Now I'm going to cut the neck out. So just the neck area. There we go. So now I have a template for the neck. Just there. Perfect. Right, now we're going to cut the face out. So what we want to do is we want to cut out, let's just cut out all the way around the shape and then we can cut the smaller pieces out. So around the ears and around the hair, we want to just give this a nice cut. So around the ears, around the hair, and so this is why it has to be card, because if this was paper, I mean, it can definitely be done with paper, but it gets a little bit harder because paper doesn't keep its form as much as card does. So around the other ear, and then back onto the face, and there we go. I'll just move that aside. Okay, so you have the face. So now we want to cut the ears off temporarily. So we're just going to cut the ears off. So what we want to do is this line there, just kind of cut it off, both sides, just cut the ears off so that we just have the face around the hair. So we have one ear just there. And then we want to cut the other ear as well. Great stuff. So we have two ears there. I'm just going to place them just there. So I'm just kind of like, we're building the face back up again. Now the last bit is we want to cut the hair off. Okay, so we just want to go around the fringe there and just cut that off as well. I promise you this will all make sense when we start using the templates to cut out other pieces. So I'm just cutting out the hair. So I'm just going to remind you, this is recorded. So if at any point you feel like you've been left behind, you can rewatch the whole the session and just keep stopping it and freezing it as you like. Okay, right. So we have our character and he's in pieces at the moment, but for good reason. So the first thing we want to do now is, now that we've got our template, I'm just going to move this template to there so that we don't want to lose any of the pieces, especially the ear. We don't want to lose the ears. So I'm just going to place him there. And the next thing you want to do is you want to get your plain paper. Now I've chosen pink paper because I had pink paper, but you can very much have just plain A4 copy paper. Okay, so this is what we're going to make our face on using the template. So I'm going to grab my pencil and we're going to do all of the skin areas on this piece of paper. So let's see, we're going to take the face and just pop it on there. This is why the template is easy, because we can use this template again and again to make the same character again and again. So I'm just going to draw around the face just like this, but instead of going around the hair, I just want to go a bit higher up because this is going to be underneath the hair. Because just make sure that's covered. Yep, the hair's going to go over that, so that's not a problem. So that's the face. Pop the face back. I'm going to grab the neck and just give it some space. I'm going to draw a line, and I just want you to make the neck a little bit bigger because the neck is going underneath the clothes. So we want to make sure that the clothes cover the neck. So just a little bit outside the line. So can you see? I've just drawn this line a little bit bigger than the actual template. So we move that back there. Now we take the ear. Now, if you have a favorite ear that you've drawn, you can use that ear twice, or you can go around your ear. So for example, if you like this ear, you can just turn it around and draw on the other side, and then you have two ears. It's completely up to you. Yep, so two ears right there. I'm gonna put that ear back. And then we're not going to draw around the hair or the shoulder because we're going to use those pieces in the magazine to cut out pieces. Right, so now that we have all the skin areas, we want to grab our pencil crayons. So I've got some crayons here. So you can do this a skin color, or you can make your character blue. It's completely up to you. You can make your character any color you want. So I'm going to pick a color. I will pick this one here. Yep. So now the fun thing is you can shade in any direction, because we're going to cut this out. So even if the lines go outside your pencil drawing, it's fine because we're going to cut it out. And I think it makes a much better, interesting visual if you have the line going in many different directions. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some paper underneath there just so it's a very smooth coloring experience. So yeah, so just take your time and color in all the way around in the face shape. And remember, you can go outside the line, doesn't matter, because we're going to cut this out. So I'm just going to color away. And like I said, you can use any color you like. Can be blue, green, purple, pink, orange, anything you like. Be as creative as you like. So I'm just coloring all over the circle. So hopefully you'll make quite a few of these after the class is over, and you can possibly make all of them different colors. Right, okay, so I've done a very quick job of just coloring in the face, and then I'm going to do the same with the neck. Give it a quick colour. And the same with the ears. And now the ears, if you've drawn long hair, you might not even see the ears because they might be underneath the hair. But it's always nice to have them. Then you have a choice if you want to show your ears or not. Great stuff. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut these pieces out. Okay, I'll just move that there. So we're just going to cut out around those pencil lines that we made. So a lot of cutting involved. So I'm just going to very carefully cut those pieces out again. So these are our final this is our final face now. We've used the template to create this. So we're just going to be cutting. Yep, so there's my face. Doesn't look like a face yet, but it will do soon. And then I'm going to cut my 2 ears out, which I may or may not use depending on the length of the hair. You might want to show one ear and the ear might be behind the hair. It's completely up to you. So just place that there. Very easy to lose these pieces, guys. So it's nice to have a clean surface to work on so you're not losing all these small pieces everywhere. Give that little cut and just placing it there, and then I'm just going to cut the neck off as well. There we go. Right. So now remember I was going to use a black background. So this is a piece of card. This can be white. This can be any color you like. I'm not gluing anything down yet. Oh, you see I've already lost my ear. Oh, there it is. I'm not gluing anything down yet. So the good thing is we're going to make sure all the pieces fit on the page before we start gluing anything down. Okay, I think this ear belongs on this side and this ear belongs on this side. Right, okay, so place that there, and then the neck I want you to place a little bit underneath, so underneath the face. So we don't want to leave a black gap between the face and the neck. So we're going to just put it slightly underneath there, okay? And it kind of gives a little bit of a 3D effect, don't you think? Right, so we'll just put that aside there because we don't want to lose the face pieces. Now the next part is so much fun. Right, so you want to buy any magazine, okay? So if you go to any shop that sells magazines, even a supermarket, you can get any magazines from there. And then we can go through the pages and sort of cut a few pages out. So I've already chosen a few different pages. So I've cut these pages out and I'll show you what I've chosen. So I'm going to do the shoulder first. So what you can do is you can go through the pages and find some clothes like this. Okay, so that's a really nice pattern. That's a really nice pattern. And then if you want to do a black jumper or top, you can just use a black background. So I really like this background here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shoulder piece and I'm going to put it on top of this and I'm going to draw around it with a pencil, okay? So I'm going to place it, I think I'll place it right there. I think that's a good place. And then you've got, if you want to make this again, you've got all that area to work with again. So you can keep using this pattern again and again because it's such a nice pattern. I don't want to waste the page. So you want to grab your pencil, and if the pencil's not showing, it might be best to just grab a biro pen, just any sort of black pen, and go around the shoulder. So isn't it cool that you only had to cut the shoulder out once, and now you can keep using this template over and over again? So you could actually make 100 different portraits using the same template. Right, so I'm just going to put the template back there. And then using my scissors, I'm going to cut this out. You might not be able to see, but I've just drawn around the shoulder, and I'm going to cut that piece out. So snip, snip. So nice and neatly. So this is so much fun because you can absolutely use any pattern. You can even use text as well. So piece of text, or even like trees or flowers, absolutely anything you want to do. So just give that a cut. Yeah, I think that's a nice cut. So we're building our portrait here. So I'm just going to place that down. So you want to put this right at the bottom. It should fit because we've used the same template. And then this neck, because we made it a little bit bigger, we want to put this underneath the clothes, okay? So there we go. So we're completely building our collage portrait now. So the next thing we want to cut is, can you guess? Yep, the hair. So you want to take the hair. Let's move this aside. And then again, just pick, like, you could find some hair, like real hair, and you can cut it from the hair. I think I'm gonna go with black hair, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Oh, I could actually go with red hair as well. I could do a very interesting, yeah, so it doesn't have to be actual hair. I think this is the right way of the thing. Yeah, let's go with red hair. Why not? So again, I'm gonna go around the template, around the hair. So one of the comments, yes, you can use any magazine you like. So it can be an old magazine. You can ask your mum, your dad, your granddad, your grandmum. You can ask anyone if they have an old magazine that they don't mind you cutting up. And possibly you can also use a newspaper as well. If the newspaper's got pictures in it, you can use a newspaper as well. So again, you can possibly just barely see the line. I'm just going to cut that out, put the hair back there. Don't want to lose that piece. So snip, snip again. Just going to cut the hair out. So around the end. Oh, quite hard to see this line. There we go. So like, it's not even hair texture. This looks like a jumper. This looks like jumper hair. But that's cool because remember, it is a collage. It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to look like real hair. There we go. So I'm going to place that right on top. Just there. Great stuff. Now I think our portrait's coming together very well. So I want to put a bit more sort of dimension in the hair. So what you can do now that you've got a good base, so that's your hair base, what you can do is you can draw little, like, sort of round shapes like this, if you can see that, and you can cut those shapes out and stick them around the hair. So if I just show you this as an example, so like jelly bean shapes, basically the shapes of the fringe just around there. So I'm just going to cut around that. So a lot of cutting involved in this technique, but it's still fun. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pop this there. I think that looks quite cool. So then you can simply make some shapes. So if you didn't see that, I kind of made this kind of like jelly bean shape, and then like from the other side as well, you can make like you know, kind of strands of hair. So you can make any shape you like and then stick those shapes around the hair. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to draw a nice shape here, another shape here. So you can basically take up the entire piece and just draw different types of shapes and then cut them out. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do that. There's no sort of right or wrong way of doing this. So let's see. Okay, snipping away. So after these few pieces, we're gonna just get our glue and stick everything together before we draw the face on. So I think I'm gonna put this right there. Yeah, actually no, I'll put it down there. And that's the other positive thing about not gluing everything down straight away, because you might want to move things later on. So it's best to place everything, experiment where everything looks good, and then glue things down after you're 100% happy with where everything is. So I'm just cutting another strand of hair, and I think I'll place that one maybe there. I think I might place it right there. Yep, and then I'll just cut one more. Yep, and then let's see, we'll make this the last strand. So of course you can cut loads of different strands, gives it a very 3D effect. So you can actually do all of the hair in different strands. So let's see, where's my example gone? Yes, so this one, remember I showed you this one. All of these hairs, can you see, they're all in different strands. So whereas this one I cut in one big shape, this one, all of these little pieces, they're all in different strands, and then I just put them all on top of each other to make the hair. Okay, so that's a different strand, that's a different strand, this is a strand, and I just glued them all together. So you don't have to make one big piece, you can just put different strands of hair together, especially if you want to do rainbow hair. That might be really cool if you want to put loads of different colored pieces of hair together. It's completely up to you. So I think I'm gonna put this there maybe. Yep, perfect. Right, so I can carry on with that. I can spend hours putting loads of different sort of strands on the hair, but unfortunately we don't have the time. Okay, great stuff. So I think that looks like a nice base. So we're going to glue all of that down before we start drawing the face. And remember, we know where all the features are going. And then we practiced how to draw different eyes, different mouths, and different noses. So we're going to look back onto what we drew before and then pick whatever we want to put on our face. So first things first, let's glue all this down. This is the most sort of finicky part. So what I want you to draw, what I want you to glue down first is the shoulder. So remember, the shoulder has to be right at the bottom, so we know where everything else is going. Okay, so let's glue the shoulder down. Might be nice to just have a spare piece of paper and use that on the back because you don't want to get glue everywhere. So don't put any glue at the top just yet because we want to put the skin, the neck underneath this layer, don't we? So let's just put glue at the bottom for now. So not anywhere near the neck, just around this area. And then let's stick that down right at the bottom. Perfect. Great stuff. Let's just move this off the page. Great stuff. So this piece, this is the neck, and this goes underneath. So that's why we didn't put glue there, because we want to put this underneath there. So let's put some glue on the neck, all the way on the neck. And then let's put this underneath the hair. Oh, sorry, underneath the shoulder. Right there. I think I'm happy with that. Yep. So now that's there, we can put glue on and then just glue the rest down. Perfect. Right, so we've got the neck, we've got the shoulder. Now let's glue the face down. Right, so the face, remember, we don't want to leave a black gap there. This face goes over the neck, and at this point what you can do, you can be very creative. You can have the face tilting this way, you can have the face tilting that way, or you can have the face completely straight. So it could be all the way down there, could be all the way down there, or it could be in the middle. It's completely up to you how you want to position the face at this point. I'll just stick with simple straight for now, like that, okay? So let's put glue on the back of this. The glue gets very sticky. Keep your fingers clean as well, because when you touch your sticky fingers on the final piece, it does sometimes leave sticky residue everywhere. So we have to be very careful. Right, so I'm gonna place it right there in the middle. Yep, great stuff. Now we'll leave the ears for now. Let's stick the hair on. So the hair, just want to make sure it's not off the top. We want to stick the hair on like that, okay? So let's stick the hair on. So we've done a lot of gluing, we've done a lot of cutting, and the drawing, we've done a lot of drawing as well actually, but the drawing on the final piece comes right at the end. So let's stick that right on top of there. So the fun thing is you can use the same template, this one, but you'll have different outcomes every time. Okay, now we are going to stick the ears on. So if you've done long hair, the ear might be underneath the hair, so that means you don't have to stick the ears on. Or you could show one ear and then the other might be underneath the hair, because if you've got a long fringe on one side. So again, that's up to you. You don't have to show the ears, depending on how long your hair is, and also what style hair you have. So I'm just going to stick that on there. And then I'm really impressed that I haven't lost the ears, because I always tend to lose the ears because they're such small pieces. Great stuff. And then we're going to stick the ear on there. Perfect. Great stuff. Right. I think, oh yes, of course, we don't want to forget the little strands. So let's just quickly stick those on. Completely forgot about those. So I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one there. And again, it's so much fun just deciding where everything goes, because you can put anything absolutely anywhere. So I think I'm going to put one a little bit off the hair, actually, just there. And then let's do this one. Yeah, let's do it there. Let's put it there. Just pop it there. Great stuff. Right, there we go. Like I said, you can put as many strands on as you like. So let's move this away. Right, so now we have our collage. We just want to put our features on, and then we're almost done. So remember, we drew the line in the middle. You want to draw that line there very lightly. We don't want to see it. And then a line across very lightly. And then I'm going to draw it in with a pencil first. And then you want to go over these features with a pen after. I'm picking this style of eye. There we go. And then we don't want to forget the eyebrows. So I'm just drawing them in pencil first, and then I'm going to go over these features with a pen. And remember, the inside of the ears, a small C and a line. And then I'm going to draw a small nose. And then what mouth am I going to go with? I think I'm just going to go with a nice, simple, big smile. Just like that, okay? So now you want to grab your pen and you want to go over it. Also, underneath the, we want to draw a little bit of a shade underneath the chin, because I don't know if you've noticed, but your chin casts a shadow on your neck, like underneath your chin. There's always a shadow underneath there. So that's something to sort of keep in mind, and it makes it quite makes it look a little bit 3D. And then I'm just really quickly going over all my pencil drawings with a black pen. There we go. We're almost done. So remember, we drew all those different types of eyes and noses and mouths. So you can completely just pick whichever one you like best and draw that in. And remember, you can make the eyebrows same color as the hair. So instead of doing them black, you can also do them red or whatever hair color you have. And then I'm just going to go over this. And then the nose and the mouth. So with the black pen, if you don't have like a marker, you can use a biro pen, you can use a gel pen, any pen you like. And then I always really like to put some color in the cheeks of my characters. So I think I'm gonna get a nice little red and just put some color there, just to add a bit of color to the drawing. And now that you've got all your base down, what you can do is you can add lots of color. So you might want to make the tips of the ear red. You might want to make a bit of the nose, like, you know, like a button nose. You might want to make that a little bit red as well. And you can also, instead of doing the eyes black, you can do them any color you like. And if you feel like you've put too much color down, what you can do, because this is pencil crayon, you can use your rubber to like make things lighter. So one of the places you might want to make it lighter is inside the eyes. So I'm just rubbing some of the pencil crayon out inside the eyes. So just putting a bit more color there. Some on the ear. So this is where you can have fun. So you can just take your time. Because like, for example, on this piece, I've colored the eyes in different colors. So you don't have to do them black, and I've done the eyebrows red, just like the hair. So you can just take your time and have fun with all those different colors inside the eye. And yeah, so basically that is your final portrait. So I'm gonna just put that there. And remember, you've got the template, so you can keep using the template to create different sort of aspects of the portrait. So I'm just gonna send you back to Alma for now.
Hello again, everyone. Wasn't that absolutely amazing? Now, we can't wait to see all your portraits. And don't forget, like Taz said, you can watch again on Facebook or on YouTube to catch up on any of the steps you've missed. And you can use the pause facility so you can stop it and start again and take it slowly to create your lovely, lovely portraits. I'm also going to mention while I'm here that Kirklees Library Service offers a free access to our ebook offer Overdrive via the Libby app. We have a huge selection of books, including a new manga collection and lots of books on how to draw. So there's loads of adventures to be had in there. Take a look, won't you? And now Taz is going to pop back to tell you about this week's Library Adventures Live Challenge.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm really excited. So this week's art challenge is, of course, to make your very own collage illustrated portrait. You don't have to make one, you can make as many as you like. And we'd love for you to either take a photograph of your final piece or scan them in and send them to lal@kirklees.gov.uk. That's the email address that you want to send them into. So you've got lots of time to do this. The deadline is on the 23rd of October. So that's a lot of time for you to make some masterpieces. So we want you to send them all in to that email address. And after the 23rd of October, what we'll do, we'll put them on our social media pages, all of the entries as well as the winners, and then the prizes will also be announced after that date. So please, please, please send your entries in, because we're also very excited to see what you've come up with. And of course, the winners, there will be prizes as well, which is very exciting as well. So yes.
Right, thanks, Taz. So next week's adventure is with my colleague Leah, and Leah will be joined by Derek Keelty. Now, Derek is the author of the award-winning book, Flintlock Bones, The Sceptre of the Pharaohs. He'll be talking about this book, but he'll also be sharing some pirate-themed storytelling, so get ready for some swashbuckling next week. Huge thanks to Taz for an absolutely fantastic Library Adventure Live. We're leaving you now. I know most of you are back at school, but Library Adventures Live continues every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, so please keep adventuring. Bye!
Bye!